In the 1960s, in a lab in Tennessee, scientists built a nuclear reactor that basically cannot melt down. It ran for 4 years. It worked. And then the United States government took that design, put it in a drawer, and buried it on purpose. This is the story of the best idea we ever threw away. It runs on a rock called thorium. You've probably never heard of it, which is strange because it's everywhere. So if it's free and it's nuclear fuel, why isn't every power plant already running on it? Because thorium is lazy. On its own, it can't power anything. You could fill a reactor with it, walk away, and nothing happens. You have to trick it. You hit it with a single neutron, it absorbs it, and over a few weeks it quietly becomes something else, uranium-233, and that splits beautifully. So thorium is a rock you have to talk into becoming a different rock before it works, which is the most relatable thing in physics. But the rock was never the problem. The problem was the machine we built to hold it. A normal reactor uses solid fuel rods, and to stop them overheating, you pump water around them at insane pressure, 150 times the air around you. While the water moves, you're fine. The second it stops, a pump fails, the power cuts, an earthquake hits, the water flashes to steam and you get Fukushima, Chernobyl. The names you already know. So the thorium scientists asked a stupidly simple question. What if the fuel was already melted? Instead of solid rods in pressurized water, you dissolve the fuel into a vat of molten salt, a glowing 600-degree liquid. I know that sounds like a supervillain's bathtub, but a liquid doesn't need to be crushed under pressure, so there's nothing to explode. And if it gets too hot, it expands and the reaction slows itself down. It physically resists running away. And then there's the off switch. At the bottom of the reactor is a drain, plugged with a lump of frozen salt, kept frozen by a little fan. That's the safety system. A fan. Because if the power fails, the exact thing that caused every meltdown, the fan stops, the plug melts, and the whole pool of fuel drains into a tank and stops reacting. No operator, no backup generator, no hero flipping a switch. The emergency procedure is basically trip over the cord. So, a reactor that runs on the most common rock on Earth and basically can't melt down. It sounds fake. It is not fake. It's just inconvenient. And to understand who it was inconvenient for, you follow the money. This wasn't a sketch on a napkin. They built it. In 1965 at Oak Ridge, a real one ran for 4 years. It worked. So in 1973, they canceled it and walked away. And the reason is the dumbest part of the whole story. It was the Cold War. The people writing the checks didn't just want electricity. They wanted bombs. And a normal uranium reactor comes with a bonus feature. As it runs, it quietly makes plutonium, exactly what you need for a weapon. Thorium doesn't. You basically cannot build a bomb out of it. To the military, it was a deal breaker. So they picked the more dangerous fuel. On purpose. Specifically because it was more dangerous. The Oak Ridge scientists wrote everything down. And it all got declassified, free for anyone on Earth to read. And somebody read it. In 2023, in the Gobi Desert, China switched on an experimental thorium reactor, built on the research we threw in the bin. We drew the blueprint, mailed it to the planet, and now we watch someone else build the future we abandoned. Thorium isn't magic. Real problems remain. But hard and buried for 60 years are very different sentences. So once you notice that gap, you see it everywhere. The better idea that lost. Not because it failed, because it wasn't useful to the right people. So if we sat on the safest reactor ever designed for 60 years, what else are we sitting on right now?